Hey, what's up? I'm Hype. I make games, play games, and everything in between. This week I've been in Austin, Texas, working on the One Touch Game Jam by hypehype. hypehype is a new app that lets you make and play games all on the app, and they host game jams periodically. I decided to make a simple swiping game with the cube where you have to get to the finish line. Special thanks for Luke King helping me out when I asked questions on the Discord about getting the cubes to disappear, and special thanks to Snipe Viper for helping me figure out the randomization of finish line cube for more dynamic gameplay. If you like this kind of content around making mobile games from anywhere, be sure to hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification as I create more videos around hypehype. This week was all about getting the core mechanic down. While there are still some finer points I need to figure out for the finish line, overall we have the game concept. Let me just show you here. This will be level 1, and I'm going to make a bunch of levels today, but we just have the cube, and when you swipe up to move, swipe away from a cube, it will disappear, and if you make it to the finish line, wait a couple seconds, and the level is complete. Here we can see that the finish cube is spawning to different locations. This is where Luke King and Snipe Viper helped me with the mechanics of this game. Let's go in and take a look at the mechanics of the cube, which is over here, and we can take a look at that. Now, I don't know how all this works. I grabbed this from another hype. Let's exit out and I can show you where I got it from. To the right are the hypes that I've liked. And this is a great thing about hypehype. If you see something that you like, you can go in, copy it from another game, and paste it into your game. There's this block, and we can see the character basically looks like my character. I didn't make that many changes to it. And if we go back, hit remix, logic on, we can see here is the movement for this character, and I just held down copy, exited, went to my game, edit, logic on, and then selected paste. And that's where we got the movement. Over here we got the randomization that causes this cube to have specific XYZ endpoints. The last piece to note is the goal tracker. Over here we have the target hit, and this number 4 when this number is reached, game success will be launched in the broadcaster up here. We fall off the map into the cloud. We'll get a game restart. That's level 1. Now I want to create about 10 levels and make a playlist with this game, and we're going to do it all from this hype. Let's go ahead and exit. This is going to be level 2. As we can see, it's basically the same thing, and it looks like this cube is not dynamic, so we're going to need to make it have different endpoints. Let's go back into level 1. Go here, hit edit, cancel that. Now we're going to grab all this because this is the finishing cube. Hit copy, exit, go to level 2, hit edit, show, and let's move over here to the right. Delete all this, paste, and now we have the endpoints for these cubes, and we're going to need to figure out what the XYZ position is. In this level, we want it so that the player has to decide the best way to go so that they can make all the cubes disappear and get to the finish line. And to keep this simple, we'll just have 2 endpoints. One here. Let's get the XYZ value of this cube. It should be 2, 2.5. Here we can see we have 3 possible solutions, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this last one. This one is, let's take a photo of this, 2, negative 2.5, and 0z. This one as well. Now we got these XYZ variables, so let's go here, the Y to negative 2.5, that's good, X to 2, and Z to 0. Go to the next one, X at 0, Y at negative 2.5, and Z at negative 2. Okay, and we're going to go here and delete this. Like that's working, and we got the 2 end goals set up. And if you do that, still gives you a game complete. Not exactly perfect, but overall the game mechanics work. Let's go ahead and save this. So that's level 2. Now let's make level 3. We're going to exit. Let's go ahead and publish this one, and we want to add hashtag One Touch Jam. Okay, so we got level 1, level 2, and since these are published, we can also create a playlist. Swipe puzzle strategy, where you swipe to remove all the cubes and get to the finish line. Okay, so let's make a level 3. This is level 3, however, something is not working on this hype. Let's go and edit, and what I want to do here is take note of, we need to get a value of 8 before the game will register game over. Oh, here we go. If output true, execute this. Let's test this, do this. You can see, okay, it does have a game over, which is not what we want, and I think I can change that by just adding some time to this, causing the game to restart before it can be a game over. Let's test it like this. So as you can see, the game restarts before it can be completed. Now that that's working good, we can go ahead, puzzle swipe, level 3, and we can post this as well. I want to go back and update the screenshots to indicate what level is which. We might be able to go in here, duplicate this, move it up here, and we can have this say level 4. Select this button icon, attach it to this level 4 right there. Activation visible off, and hit play, rotate it, take a thumbnail, back, hit save, post, edit. We got level 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's go and make a new level 5 using this template. The first 5 to 10 levels should be really easy for the player as they are new to your game and still trying to get the ropes. Here we're just going to click on these. I've set the XY coordinates to be pretty straightforward so that they're easy to put them into place. We have snapping on edges right now. Here we have this cube's XYZ. It's off by 0.005. It's not that big of a deal, but it does bug me, so I'm going to go ahead and adjust these so that the coordinates are exact. And I'm going to do this for all of them. Sometimes it's good to move the screen around as we are in 3D. Good. So now I want to select these. Go ahead and move this like this. Okay, it's always nice to have your mechanics set out beforehand, so all you have to do is focus on making the levels. Next, I want to have the XYZ coordinates be in these open spots. Take a screenshot of this so we know what those XYZ values are. Let's go over here. We can delete this one, X of -1 and Z of 0. X of +1 and Z of 0. Cool, so next we want to count up how many cubes and make sure that's the same in the goal track. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Go here, this number needs to be 13. Let's test it. Okay, looks like it didn't work. Random number between 1 and 2. Okay, reload. Now let's select this and keep track. Okay, that's not exactly how I want the game to finish. Take a look here. This collision is on a collision start broadcaster. When the character touches the finish, it causes the signal to be sent. Wait, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Okay, so actually this number needs to be 14. That's what was looking weird. Oh wait, I went the wrong way. But technically it is a bug, so it should restart. Okay, it didn't restart. Again, the mechanics of the game isn't perfect, but it's kind of close enough. I'll have time to tweak this later. Just duplicate this, a level 5, and we're gonna grab this button on end, go to this text, activation, visible off. Let's test it. Perfect. Let's take a new thumbnail, save it. Okay, we got the one touch hashtag in there. I think I'm gonna go in here and edit the text on all the levels just to help make things consistent. Duplicate this, move it up here. Level 1 on this one, activate visible off. What this swipe to start is basically when you touch the screen, it will then start the timer, as opposed to starting the timer automatically. Let's go here, save, make sure the one touch jam hashtag is in there, play, save the thumbnail. This is level 3, level 4. I need to rename this hype. Puzzle swipe level 4. We got the first 4 hypes, and to create a playlist, just create a playlist icon. You can only put games that are published or unlisted into your playlist. Any game that is a draft will not be available to select. Let's test it out. When creating a game with multiple levels, I usually keep all those levels unlisted, looking good, and then just have the final playlist with all the games. And it seems like the finished cube did not show up, so we'll have to examine this level. Let's hit edit, take a look, and it looks like the random variable for the finished cube is set to a maximum of 3 instead of 2, which means 30% of the time it's pulling up nothing. Let's test the game over with the cube falling in the cloud. Good. Complete and continue to the next level. And I'm going to hit the restart button a few times just to make sure that the finished cube is going going to multiple endpoints. Looking good. The endpoint is going to multiple locations. On level complete, we can see that the level 3 button is still there. It did not disappear. The button we have to start the game, we just connect it to the level 3 text, and we hit on end, activation, visible, off. That'll turn it off. Let's save it, keep testing to level 4. Make sure the finished cube is going to multiple locations. Looking good. And I'm just tapping the restart button at the very top right over and over again. Let's play out the level. I really like the first 4 to 5 levels. I think they're simple and straightforward. Lastly, let's test level 5. Hit the restart button a few times to make sure the finished cube is going to multiple locations. And there's multiple ways to finish it, but this looks good. And we got the first 5 levels complete. I think they're looking great, and we got 5 more to go. I'm going to jump to level 4, hit remix, and we're going to be making a new level off of this level. First thing I want to do is move these 2 objects over one so that the X position is at 0. Now let's just redesign this level by moving some of these cubes around. This level is going to be special because it's going to let the player know that they can actually jump over blank spaces if they move quickly. Let's go here, let's add the total value for the game over to be 11, and instead of swipe to start, we'll write in double swipe up. Now let's test it. Let's change this to say level 6. Looking good. Next, we want to add a few more X, Y, Z positions for the finished cube. Let's see where they're at right now. So we got 1, 2, 3. Okay, so these need to move, and we can move them in the X direction. Now that's at X1, Z -2, so that one's good. This is X -2. I want to make that -3. Z of -1, looking good. Make this one to X3. Oh, and we have a crash. Hopefully everything's saved. hypehype is really good at saving things. Okay, I know that looks like that might not have saved. Okay, let's remix this and do it again. So we'll swipe up, delete that one. Change this to say level 6. Delete those, duplicate these. Now we're going to move the Z of 0, so we need some Z's of -1. Zoom out, go over here. This is Z of -1, so that is 1 to the right, and back 1, that X of -3. Change that to Z of 0, X of 1, X of -3, X of +1, X of +3, and Z of -1. Okay, hold on, 1 is just off. Okay, so Z is +1 is to the right 1, -1 is to the back 1. We need the same as X of +1 and a Z of -1. These two are similar, and then this -3 and 0, +3, and set this to 0. Let's test it. Okay, it looks good. Now we're gonna hit play, take a thumbnail, save this one as level 6. And save, be level 6, leaderboard will be time, and let's test. Oh, let's take a look to see how many points we need to complete this level 10. Okay, this level looks good. So we're going to exit out, and next we're going to go to level 6. Where is it? Level 6, and let's hit remix. Change this to say level 7, duplicate these cubes, and move them here like so. And let's go ahead and edit the finish line. The finish line is there and over there. Where we have X at -1, we need to have X at -2. Or in that one, +2. That looks good. Okay, and then where the output is X is -3, we're going to want 1. Let's count up the total cubes. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14. Let's get this compare node to number 14. Let's hit play, thumbnail, and save it to level 7. So we need to add a description. Swipe to remove all cube and end at finish line. Let's remix. Simple changes, so this should be able to work. Let's test it. The game mechanics are set up that you can go over blank spaces if you move fast enough. This is a little confusing, so I might change it later, but for now I'm just going to keep with it until we finish making the levels. Definitely something to think about. Level 7 looks good, and we just need 3 more levels. Let's take a look at level 5, hit remix. You can change these cubes around, adjust the XY coordinates manually. Let's go ahead and change this to say level 8, and here we can type in double swipe to help player know to double swipe. We have 2 random possible locations for the finishing cube. Let's see what they are. So this one's a Z of -3, so I think we want Z of -3 and X of 1. Let's have X of 1 and Z of -3. And for this one, x of -1, and z of 3. -1 and -3. Z of -3. Play, test it. A lot of game development is play testing over and over again to find out where you've made mistakes and have the opportunity to learn. The better you get at this process, the better you'll be. For level 8, looks like we kept the same amount of cubes, so the game over works. Next level 9, remix level 8, change the text, keep the double swipe. Let's make this level a little bit more challenging. Set this to 0, z of -2, time 15, 18. This time we'll have the finished cubes be at x's of 2 and -2 and z of 1. Hit play, thumbnail, save, level 9. It looks like sometimes you need to put the description in and other times you don't. I'm not sure if this is a bug or what is going on. Let's do another test. 1539. I think this one's a little bit too difficult, so we will need to make some adjustments. The best way to make this level easier is to just add more of these cubes. We will have to change the total countdown number. Go ahead and make that to 0. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. Need this counter to be at 17. Take a look. Maybe it's 16. Let's count these again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm going to select the compare node and then hit the play button for play testing. This will bring up the component during the gameplay and we can check out the value A and look at it as the number counts up to value B to get the if true game complete. This is something you can do with most of the nodes in the game. You just highlight it and select it, hit play, and then you can view the component and see when it becomes active, enabled, or deactive, depending on what you tell it to do. There we go. Take a screenshot, save, double swipe, remove all cubes, and stay alive. I'm going to go back to all of these descriptions and make sure that I have hashtag 1 swipe jam. Let's also put in puzzle. For the last one, let's go to level 9, hit remix, and just do this in a way that's a little bit more difficult. Where are these at? This is at x of 2, 1, 2. I'm going to change that to x of 1, x of 1 and a z of 0. And it's going to be x of -1, and a z of 0. Let's go ahead and copy these two as well. Duplicate, go here, if output is false, value A, use input value, and good to go. Let's put this at x at 2, 0, and x at -2. Go ahead, take a thumbnail, and save it, and then test it. Level 10. Okay, so we are good to go. Lastly, let's go to the playlist. Hit edit, add hype. Go to unlisted, level 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and post. Game jams are always cool because they put a lot of pressure on you to try to make something new and old or something different. I think I will go back to this game and make changes later. If you like this kind of content, let me know your thoughts. Until next time, stay safe out there and peace.